Yeah. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Before I start the explaining the procedures, can I confirm who is attending? So the gentleman at the bottom of the screen, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, it's Atif. I'm the DPS supervisor on for this application, for 3 Manor Road, and the license holder applied for license is my wife. She's available as well, but she's happy with if I continue this.
Is she on screen?
She can be, yes. I can call her, yes. If you want to speak to her for a second.
Your wife is the applicant.
Yes, she's the applicant. I'm the DPS manager as well, the shop manager.
Yes. So can the applicant come online so that she can introduce the application when needed?
Yeah, 1 second.
We need the applicant. Yeah, can you introduce yourself, Shabnam?
This is Shabnam Atif. Sorry, apologies. I just wasn't feeling well this morning.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. There is another. There are other 3 attendees. Can you introduce one by one, please? Anyone can start. I can't see the names, so.
Hilda Cameron. Sorry.
Artun Zab's name is up there.
Yeah, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hilda Cameron. I'm the applicant agent.
Okay. There's another lady with glasses. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Mary Louise Childs. I'm a local resident.
And you are objector?
Yes, one of them.
Okay, then I can see another lady on
Hello.
screen.
Mary Lynch. Hello.
And you are also a resident and objector?
To the hours of sale of alcohol, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, fine. Thank you. Yeah, that is fine. So welcome again. My name is Councillor Ahmed, and I shall be chairing this meeting. My colleagues, Councillor Mahmood, Councillor Ball, and I comprise today's subcommittee. Makisha Grant is the clerk to the subcommittee, and she will be minuting the meeting. Hatun Zeb is the legal advisor to the subcommittee. And you will have all received or seen the agenda pack within which is contained the licensing officer's report with details of the application in section 1. To confirm, we are dealing with the new premises relating to 3 Manor Road, West Ealing W13 0LH. We note there has been representations objecting to the application and response to the representation. In accordance with the procedures, I shall invite the applicant to present the application, answer any questions, and bring any witnesses. And then I will invite the objectors to present their case and answer any questions and bring any witnesses. Then you will all have the opportunity to briefly sum up your representation. The objectors will sum up first, and the applicant will be the last to sum up the representation. At the end of the hearing, we will retire with the committee clerk and the legal advisor and make the decision. The decision will be announced sometime in the afternoon. We will let you know once we have concluded the hearing, and it will be sent in writing within 5 working days. If we can't reach to a decision, then you will be notified within 5 working days. So with that, I'm going to go straight to the applicant and ask the applicant to present their application. Is it Hilda who is going to present the application?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
you can start now.
Yes, basically we've applied originally we've applied from 7 in the morning till 12 o'clock at night, 00.00. Now, after liaising with the police, we've agreed that instead of 7 in the morning, it's 8 in the morning till 12 o'clock. It's for the sale of alcohol off license, just like number 2, but number 2 will surrender its license when the applicant moves to number 3. So it will be the same as off license with supermarket, but it will move to number 3 instead of number 2.
Is that all?
That's all, sir.
So you said number 2 will cease to operate. You mean is the same owner?
That's correct. The same
So they're
owner,
just
the same
moving into-
DPS.
So they're just moving into number 3.
Correct.
And do they currently have a license for number 2?
Yes, they do. And on the application, I've actually stated that that license will surrender upon if and when the new license is granted for number 3. And the licensing officer, Robert Deere, was involved before even we submitted the application. He implemented very robust conditions, including PC Vicky also implemented very good, strong conditions, which obviously addresses the concerns of the objectors.
Okay, thank you. I can see in the agenda pack there are conditions agreed by the police. You are aware of that, I believe. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
who are you addressing? Who are you addressing? Is it Hilda?
Hilda, yes.
Oh, right,
Yes,
sorry.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
I've agreed it on behalf of the applicant.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you for that. Now this is who's got the mic on? Can you please keep your mics off? Yeah, thank you. Now this is the time to question Hilda or the applicant. So I'll ask the objectors first if they have any question. Now this is only questions. You will have your time to make your representation. So if you have any question or clarification, you can ask. So whoever wants to raise their hand and switch on the mic and ask a question. Yeah.
Um,
Can you repeat your name again, please?
yes, it's Mary Louise Childs, and I apologise. I've got a cold, so forgive me for
No
sounding bunged up and coughing.
No problem.
I'm curious why the application isn't following the core hours that Ealing has for the supply of alcohol on the premises for local neighbourhood areas. According to the form, the piece of paper, those hours are usually Monday, Thursday, 8 to 11:30, Friday, Saturday, 10 to midnight, and I think that includes bank holiday Mondays, and on Sundays, 11 to 11. I just wondered why those core hours are set out by Ealing are not being followed. And I also wondered what are the current hours for the licence at number 2 Manor Road.
So your question is that the council has set up core hours, why they are not followed by the applicant?
Yes, because it says in the paperwork that you sent that you have stated core hours for the supply of alcohol on the premises in local neighbourhood areas, as opposed to in a commercial area.
Yeah, the core hours are set up by the council, but the applicants can make an application for any hours, and it's up to the council or the committee to decide whether they will allow or not. Does that answer your question?
That answers my question. And also the second question about what are the current licence hours for number 2 Manor Road.
I don't think I've got, Hilda, can you clarify that?
Of course, it's from 7 till 11 o'clock. However, when you submit new application, we could have done variation for the existing premises, but as the applicant wishes to move to number 3, We submit application. Each application is considered on its own merit. So it's separate from number 2. However, as we said for you, which I think should address your concern, that you will not have 2 off licenses. You will have one, still remain one within the area.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that answers the question. The next one, the other lady.
Oh, sorry, I have a further question. I
Yeah.
just wanted clarification about what late night refreshment means, because the application is for late night refreshment between 11 and midnight, and it also says indoors and outdoors. What does that actually mean?
Yeah, Hilda, can you clarify that? What do you
Of
mean
course.
by late night refreshments?
Of course, late night refreshments done by Home Office within Act 2003. It's basically after 2300 and above 2300 is called late night refreshment. It's not just off license. It could be a restaurant, it could be a hairdresser,
No,
it could be any businesses.
what the question is, what late night refreshments are you
It's-
providing?
It's, as far as this particular premise is concerned, is selling alcohol like they do during the day, but after 2300 up to 12 o'clock.
So it's not food, it's the alcohol.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that
Sorry, Councillor Ahmed, but what does it mean indoors and outdoors? Because on the form it's ticked
Of
that
course.
they can be both sold on the premises and for taking off the premises.
Of
So
course.
does that mean that you will be having, I don't know, tables or chairs? Where will people be having the indoor alcohol?
No, it's actually when the customer walks within the premises to buy the alcohol and leave, then of course it's not a restaurant, it's not a bar, it's an off license. So they buy the alcohol and leave in a closed container.
it's a shop, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, so what you mean is that they can buy from inside and they can take it away.
Correct, in a closed container.
Okay, Ms. Child, I think that has answered all your questions.
I think so for the moment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The next one is, can you come on screen, please? Yeah. Yeah, the next lady, objector.
Okay, hello. My questions were similar to Mary Louise Child's.
Can you repeat your name again, please?
Mary Lynch.
Mary Lynch. Okay, thank you.
My question is the condition as well of the shop in terms of alcohol bought late at night is often left outside of the number 2 shop. It's left on the ledge, which covers the air conditioning unit. We usually have to pick up the remnants, the cans, the bottles, etc., which are left both in the planters outside the station and around the corner into Drayton Road, and that's very common. Will they be charging for their blue plastic bags? These are often strewn around as well because I believe they're given out free with the alcohol and so on. So my question really is, what role are they going to play in the appearance of the shop area?
Hilda?
Well, the actual applicant sent, I don't know whether the councillors have received the videos. We've sent quite a few videos which the applicant have taken in various times and various days. Obviously, there was no waste or any of the items you stated that are on the street. However, the applicant is happy to implement a condition to actually monitor the street for any relevant litter that belongs to the premises.
So are you saying that the applicant is happy to put a condition on the license that they will clear their mess if it is originating from the shop?
Correct, Councillor.
Within the proximity of the area,
Of
the
the
shop.
premises, correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other question from?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, the next are there only 2 objectors? Yeah, Ms. Zeb.
There's another name on the list called Markesha Grant, who's not on camera.
No, Markesha is our democratic officer.
I beg your pardon, sorry.
Yeah, Ms. Zeb, you want to?
Yes, Chair, if I may, it's just going back to Ms. Child's question of the applicant in regards to late night refreshment and Ms. Cameron's response. I did raise my hand, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Sorry, I didn't.
No, it's fine. Mary Lynch was giving her objection and I didn't want to interrupt it. But just to clarify, for your information as a panel, late night refreshment does not relate to alcohol. I'm not quite sure where Miss Cameron has got that from. It relates to hot food or hot drink, which is sold after 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. And it does not involve the sale of alcohol. So if Miss Cameron's clients, Miss Shabnam, is not intending on having hot food on the premises or outside the premises, then that should be amended in the application. Perhaps you want to seek clarity on that. Thank you.
Yeah, Hilda, the question is that, thank you, Ms. Zeb, for clarification. And you have applied for a late night refreshment. However, late night refreshment is not alcohol. So if you're not selling hot food on premises, then obviously you can remove that late night refreshment. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
So you are happy to remove that?
100%.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my colleagues, do you have any question at this stage?
Yes, please, Chair.
Yes, Councillor Ball, please go ahead.
Great, yeah. So, yeah, I was going to ask about the late night refreshment point, but that's already been clarified now. But yeah, the conditions that the police were suggesting included one prohibiting sale of spirits miniatures, and I understand that you're resisting that one, and I wanted to clarify why, because it seems to be very much in the same gist as not allowing single cans and so on. You know, it's avoiding something which is likely to be used by you know, people on the streets who have alcohol problems, who want to have small quantities of alcohol so that it can't get poured away by the police if they're stopped. So what's your reason for not wanting to restrict sale of miniatures, please?
Hilda?
Yes, of course. May I leave that to the DPS? That was the request of the applicant, so I forwarded it to PC Vicky. However, you know, there's no single cans as well conditions. But please, may I allow the DPS to comment on that?
Atif, did you understand the question?
Yes, sir. Means it's already, like, you know, have a restriction on the single cans, which is already affecting me a lot on the business, and also with the strong beers, they want me to stop selling the strong beers as well, which is another issue with the people who's buy and drink on the street. That should be sorted out, because miniatures I never sell. I mean, obviously we observe as well. We know the customers who you know, who drinks in the streets, or who's just, you know, wants to just buy and going home just to have a you know, shot of a drink and, you know, for relaxation or something. But means it's not that like, you know, people who's you know, the problem is who buy and drink on the streets is more likely strong beers and ciders. And I'm already, from last month, I'm already not selling single cans for this decision anyway, first of all. Secondly, already cut down with the strong ciders. I'm not selling already in the shop. We don't have that. And single cans are already stopped from last month. Even is not in a condition, not applied yet, but I already stopped selling single cans. I have label in the shop that no single cans available. We don't sell single cans. So that's I'm doing. So with the miniatures, you know, will affect me more. It's not too much, but will affect my business, which I already will suffering not to sell a single cans when everyone else is selling in the borough as well. And I'm not selling, already stopped selling strong beers already in the shop as well. So that's why I request them to allow me to sell miniatures at least, because this will affect a lot more, like, you know, will not much, but it will obviously affect my business.
Councillor Ball?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of volume of miniatures do you, what kind of proportion of the alcohol sales is miniatures? I wouldn't have thought it would be very much.
5 CL.
No, sorry. What I meant was sort of what sort of, roughly what proportion of your overall alcohol sales are miniatures?
How much business? How much business
how much
you get
business
from
do you
it?
do from it? That's exactly.
Miniatures maybe, to be honest, mix. If I say in a day, no more than 5, 6, 7 miniatures, like which is sales of roughly about £30 and under. It's not much, but obviously means this will affect me because it's already affecting my business with the not selling single cans and strong beers, which I already stopped from last month. I'm not serving single cans in the shop, and which is already affected the people who was buying and mostly strong beers. They're sitting on the streets or wherever. Obviously, I'm not sure, but by looks like so is not coming to the shop already. It's affected me a lot, but I'm happy to do that. No problem.
Councillor Ball, does that answer your question?
But yeah,
thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Mahmood, do you have any question?
Not, Chair, not in this moment of the time.
Thank you. The objector, Ms. Childs, you have another question. You will have the opportunity to present your case, but if you have any clarification, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to have an idea. What's the difference in pricing between a miniature and I guess it would be a pack of 6 cans?
Miniatures are about £2.50 to £4, and a pack of 6 will be £7, £8, depend.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have no more questions, so we are going to move on to the next stage, and that is the objectors will have their objections or representation. So I'm going to start by taking Ms. Childs. Yeah, Mary.
Thank you, Councillor. So I'm a resident. I've lived here almost 60 years, so I'm very, very familiar with the kind of environment that we have been living in. And I think it's fair to say that we have seen a deterioration. We have drug dealing going on in Manor Road. We have antisocial behaviour. We now have begging outside the station, as well as fare evasion. There are people in the area who've got existing addiction issues. I don't think it's supportive of us as a community for those battling addiction to have even more almost round-the-clock access to alcohol, given as we know the impact that of alcohol-related incidents that has on the NHS. So I think that is a concern. There's Mary Lynch has already mentioned the litter. It's sometimes awful. You're picking your way through stuff. It's disgusting. And now I appreciate that is also to do with the fact we've got bins that are not fox-proof, but that's another issue. I'd also point out that Manor Road is part of the walking route into our local primary school, Drayton School. If you've got parents with addiction issues, this makes it even more easy for them to get access to alcohol earlier in the day. I don't think there's any demand for this. I regularly
you have to link your objection to the licensing objectives.
Yes.
So
this is all around protection of children from harm.
Okay.
So that this is it. And those of us who've lived in Ealing for a long time will know what Dean Gardens used to be like, with the alcoholics and that hanging around there. It wasn't a particularly pleasant environment when I used to walk home from school. I don't want to see that unpleasant environment around West Ealing Station, particularly now that we've got more families moving into the area. And as I say, it's a route used by families to take their children to school in Drayton Grove. It would be a magnet for alcoholics, potentially. And I noticed in the conditions, it talks about not serving people who are intoxicated. But we also know you can get a lot of high functioning alcoholics. So I think that's a concern as well. You know, not everyone is the stereotypical drunk on the street. There are lots of different kinds of alcoholics. And general safety issues. Now, I know all men are not monsters, obviously, but if you're serving alcohol very late at night, it's predominantly going to be men hanging around. And I've looked in some of I think one of the last trains that gets into West Ealing on the Elizabeth line is kind of around sort of 10 to midnight. Now, if I was getting off that train, coming out, I've got men hanging around buying alcohol at that time of night, I would not feel safe. So as I say, I've lived here a very long time, and I'm keen that we have an environment that is safe and welcoming. You know, it's a residential area with families. And, you know, we have to face up. There's also the fact that if you look at Generation Z or Z, fewer of them are drinking alcohol. Drinking alcohol at work is not a thing that it was in the 60s and 70s in the UK. I'm not sure where the demand for this is, apart from people who have perhaps an alcoholic problem. We have lots of other alternatives for purchasing alcohol. Do we really need to have another which has got such extended hours? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll invite Mary Lynch now, and then we'll go to questions. Mary Lynch, your turn now.
Thank you. So on a positive note, I wish all local businesses well, and we support small and medium-sized businesses, and it's very handy to have a well-functioning shop positioned near the station. I think the business is missing a trick, because between 11 and 12 midnight, they could be making £4 on a takeaway hot chocolate. And I think that would go down very well. So I think they need to maybe look at that. Okay. Surprisingly, a councillor knocked on the door from, I think he was the Conservative Party. And I discussed the licensing and the selling of alcohol from 7 or indeed 8 a.m. And he said some people like to buy alcohol and bring it to work to have it at lunchtime. Now, I don't know what trade they're doing, whether it's construction or whatever, but I don't know if we want inebriated people doing safety critical jobs or any job, really.
Can you keep your objection to the licensing objectives,
I will.
please?
Yeah, so 7 a.m., 8 a.m. in the morning, I think is encouraging people to buy alcohol on the way to work. It's not in line with other hours. I echo a lot of what Mary-Louise has said. It's, as I say, a main walking route, and it can encourage people to go in. There's an awful lot of energy drinks as well, which are children. Anyway, I echo what Ms. Childs says, basically.
If it's encouraging people to buy alcohol on the way to lunch, isn't this a good thing?
Encouraging people to buy alcohol on the way to work.
Yeah, I mean, if they're buying a drink.
No.
But how is that harming? How is that going against the licensing objectives?
Well, it's harm to people. You know,
Okay.
If you're buying alcohol on the way to work, it's harmful to your business and harmful to you.
Okay. Okay.
Protection of children, I agree with as well. I think there were 4 categories: the effect on children, the effect on the local area, and harms to individuals and possible crime. I do recollect that there was a knife incident as well about 4 or 5 years ago in this area.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Questions now. Hilda, do you have any question to these 2 objectors?
I don't have any objections, but we have to just remember as well, Home Office themselves have implemented this law.
No,
and
only if you have any question to them.
No question at
No.
this stage. No,
Okay.
thank you, sorry.
Okay, thank you. My colleagues, Councillor Bol, Councillor Mahmood, do you have any question? No? Okay,
Chair.
thank you. Now, this is not a question time now. Ms. Childs, you will have the opportunity to make your final words as a summing up. So we have come to the end of the representations, and I'm going to ask the objectors to sum up first, and then the applicant will sum up. Ms. Childs, you can come online and sum up your, just briefly, no need to repeat what you've already said, just briefly in few words to sum it up, please.
So I think there are 4 categories which we can object under: crime and disorder, public safety, public nuisance, and the protection of children from harm. And I strongly believe that having 7 days a week alcohol on sale virtually all round the clock will be counter to preventing this, and will in fact encourage crime and disorder, create a public nuisance, raise issues of public safety, and will potentially put children in harm's way. And as Mary Lynch has said, we want to support local businesses, but I think that this round-the-clock sale of alcohol is not the way that supports our community, and is not the way to support where we've got tower blocks being built. There's going to be an increasing amount of people that will also bring an increased risk around issues for crime and disorder, public safety, public nuisance, and protecting children from harm if alcohol is so freely available. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mary Lynch, you want to conclude your representation and sum it up, please?
It's the same. I echo Miss Childs, similar issues. Yeah.
Thank you. The applicant, Hilda, you want to sum up your representation, please?
Of course. Basically, the application was submitted with, as you've probably seen, the conditions, strict conditions. And as stated before, the police has added into these conditions and the licensing officers. However, we'd like to assure you that the DPS contact and the applicant contact details will be available. Should there be any, should there be any issues in the future, the residents are welcome to communicate with the DPS. And as we said, each applications are taken under its own merit. We cannot assume what's going to happen in the future, but what we can assure you that the applicant is happy to adhere by the conditions set up by the police and all responsible authority. And also, let's not forget that the police had a look at the application and agreed conditions with the applicants, and they are the ones who's boots on the grounds. They're very familiar with the area. With all due respect to you, I know you live in the area, but also the police is involved in the crime in the area, whether it comes to protecting children from harm, public safety, which you do with environmental health, also taking part in application, and crime and disorder, which is the police. So we can assure you that the applicant is happy to liaise, and don't forget the actual premises already exist. It's not a new premises opening up in the area. It's already been there for quite a few years.
Thank you. Thank you. That brings us to the end of the hearing. And just to clarify, the applicant, if the committee is minded to grant the application, then the applicant is happy to abide by the conditions put forward by the police, and also to remove the late night refreshments from the application. Is that correct?
100%, sir.
Thank you very much. We have come to the end of the Ms. Zeb, is there anything you want to clarify or say, or
No, Chair, thank you.
Thank you. Markisha, is there anything you want to clarify, or you're okay?
Everything's okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, in that case, we are now ready to retire, and it is 14:37 now. We should be able to make the decision by 3:15. So if you can stay available for 3:15. Ms. Child, you've got a question or you want to clarify something?
I just want to clarify, Chair, if you'll also be considering the issue of miniatures, the sale of miniatures.
We will consider. So the subcommittee is going to retire now with the democratic officer and the legal advisor, and we will come back to announce the decision at 3:15. But if we can't, then obviously we will be sending it in writing within 5 working days. So the hearing